The world is like a ride at an amusement park. And when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud. And it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride. It's just a ride. But we always kill those good guys who try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run amok? But it doesn't matter, because it's just a ride. And we can change it anytime we want. It's all only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. A choice right now between fear and love. The eyes of fear, once you put bigger locks on your door, buy guns, close yourself off. The eyes of love, instead, see all of us as one. It's just a ride.
4 o'clock in the morning, I wake up. 4:30, 4:45, I'm doing some sort of cardio. Open these garage doors. It's still dark outside. I do this, and then I'll have breakfast, and then I will go do all my strength and conditioning training at a gym for about an hour, and then I'll go to set. We all average probably about 5 hours of sleep.
It's 4:45 a.m. It's still dark outside. Look at that. The lights just went out, and I'm getting ready to kill this AM cardio. You can't even see me, but it's going to be so good. It's bad. Focus!
If you do anything, you never want to do anything half-assed, especially when it comes to your training. Get in, be intense, execute on it, and then get out. For a lot of guys out there, and I was certainly one of those guys, in my 20s, I thought I had all the answers, didn't know shit. By the way, in my 30s, I'm still trying to find myself, as a lot of guys are out there. Hopefully when you hit your 40s, you're hitting a nice stride. If I'm going to do it, I need to do this job right. I need to stay focused on it. I need to give the best effort I possibly can.
We live down here in South Florida. It's hurricane season. Focus! But when it's time to go to the gym, we got to get to the gym. And there ain't no stopping us.
It's like I'm going to be the baddest motherfucker walking it.
All right, empty gym, the way we like it. It's Sunday. Just finished my warm-up. This pain ought to be fun. Focus!
I work out twice before everyone wakes up.
All right, workout number 2. I'm out working all my competition. All right, Saturday afternoon, empty gym, the way we like it. It's leg day, which means it's going to be sweaty, painful, and fun.
Yes, come on, yes! So it's understanding what your skill set is, finding the right place to use those skills, and then going for it.
What kind of a story can you tell in 1 minute?
That ability to get myself up in the morning, no matter how tired I was, to push myself through those pain barriers.
Hard work pays.
Continually find more ways to use our time while trying to find more ways to save it.
I have the saying, work like someone's trying to take it all away from you.
You see, you can't actually save time. You can just find different ways to spend it. So when you say you don't have time to do something, you're really saying that you're using your time for other things. One cool thing about time is that it continues on at the same pace, despite how busy.
The more authentic and honest you are in your interaction with the world, both professionally and personally, the better you will be placed to do the kind of work which will touch others and move their hearts and minds. Because if you mean it, the chances are it's going to mean something to somebody else.
I remember after losing the 100 meters, someone said to me that, you say, don't worry, Muhammad Ali lost his last fight also, so don't be stressed about that. And for me, I've proven myself year in, year out throughout my whole career, and I don't think one championship or one race or the fact that I didn't end my last race is going to change the fact of what I've done in the sport. I've seen too many people retire and come back into the sport just to really make it worse or to shame themselves. So I personally feel now I won't be one of those persons to come back. I've proven to the world that you can do it. You can be the great without doping. So hopefully the younger athletes can look at me and see. And that's one of the things that I want to help also if I get a chance to be here on Athletics, to preach to the younger kids from a younger age and explain to them the work and what I've been through. Thanks for being a part of this and watching my journey and helping me to build and so on and so forth. So I just want to thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Sometimes people don't have the determination, the will, and the steadfastness, the tenacity. They give in under the slightest struggle.
Really viewed myself as particularly talented. I viewed myself as, slightly above average in talent. And where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. While the other guy's sleeping, I'm working. While the other guy's eating, I'm working.
Hard work pays. I put in a hell of a lot of work. Hard work pays. I'm sitting at the top. I put it all on the line. I show up, I perform, and I get the results from that.
And discipline, doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. Always testing yourself and forcing yourself to the limit.
You have to have some ability, but then it's just how much will. I really do think there's just thing people underestimate. It doesn't sound sexy. It doesn't sound cool. How much do you want it? Work ethic, and just how badly do you want it?
That's what success in general is all about, sacrifice. From my experience.
Every damn person who said I wouldn't be anything, I'm crushing them every day.
No man. So the question is, how much time you gonna waste?
For the past 33 years, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had a scan at 7:30 in the morning, and it clearly showed a tumor on my pancreas. I didn't even know what a pancreas was. The doctors told me this was almost certainly a type of cancer that is incurable, and that I should expect to live no longer than 3 to 6 months. My doctor advised me to go home and get my affairs in order, which is doctor's code for prepare to die. It means to try and tell your kids everything. You thought you'd have the next 10 years to tell them in just a few months. It means to make sure everything is buttoned up so that it will be as easy as possible for your family. It means to say your goodbyes.
I've got one question for you. If you could have your goal right now, would you take it? Would you even be able to handle it? Think about it. Really envision, visualize, think it through. What is it that you want? Are you ready for it? Have you become the person worthy of it? Could you handle it? If you could have your goal right now, would you take it? See, that's a tough question. It should be easy. The answer should be yes, I'll take it right now. Give it to me. But that's the problem. It can't be given. You've got to go out there and take it like it's yours, like you own it. But are you ready for it? Have you worked for it? Have you put the time and the energy? Have you become a person that's qualified for it? Of course, it all starts in the mind, truly believing that you deserve it, truly believing that you are capable of having it. But it takes work. Have you put the work in? Every day are you working towards it? If you could have your goal right now, would you take it? How does the achievement of your goal affect you, affect your family, affect the ones around you? Would you take it? Could you handle it? Are you prepared for it? Are you prepared for all the change it's going to bring? Because when we want more out of life, we get more of everything. We get more money, we get more impact, more influence. We also get more problems, more criticisms, more conflict, more controversy. People doubting you, people telling you you're not ready, people saying that you're not the person to be doing this kind of work, people saying that you're not the real deal. There comes doubt with that. And of course, doubt within yourself and doubt from other people who are very close to you. Are you ready for that? Because it's coming. Have you built the relationships that can help you get through the storm? Do you have the systems in place, the personal, the business, the emotional systems in place to help you see yourself through the storm? Because most of the time when you're going after what you want, most people will not be able to relate to you because they're not doing that. Most people are going for what's right there in front of them. Most people are playing it safe. Most people aren't chasing anything down. But you are. You've decided to. You know that there's something more. You actually look forward to putting something in front of you because that keeps you driving forward. If you want something, nobody has the right to talk you out of it. If you want something, you go out and get it. My question is, are you the person who's ready for it?
She said to me once, I wish you would just kill yourself. You're such a burden to me. I think I was 9 when my mom drove me down to the deepest part of Baja California. And she walks me up to an orphanage and she knocks on the door and the guy comes to the door and she says, I found this kid. And she left me there for 90 days until my grandmother could get out of her where she had dumped me. And my grandmother came and rescued me. My mom beat me every single day of my elementary school years with things you could imagine and a lot of things you couldn't. Every day my back was bloodied and scarred. I had to wear 3 t-shirts to school each day. First t-shirt because the blood would seep through, and second t-shirt you could still see it. Finally, the third t-shirt, you couldn't see any blood. Kids at school, they'd make fun of me. Hey, fool, it's 100 degrees. Why are you wearing 3 t-shirts? And then he stopped speaking, so overwhelmed with emotion. And he seemed to be staring at a piece of his story that only he could see. When he could regain his speech, he said through his tears, I wore 3 t-shirts well into my adult years because I was ashamed of my wounds. I didn't want anybody to see them. But now I welcome my wounds. I run my fingers over my scars. My wounds are my friends. After all, how can I help heal the wounded if I don't welcome my own wounds? The measure of our compassion lies not in our service of those on the margins, but only in our willingness to see ourselves in kinship with them.
Just fed up. I was fed up working for somebody else. I was fed up taking the scraps that somebody that didn't even know me is giving me. I'm working for you, putting in five days a week, 8 hours a day. You tell me when I'm gonna eat my lunch. You tell me when I can take a break. It was heavy labor too. Like I had to, I was in this area in the building warehouse work where every kind of package that I had to deal with was 35 pounds and up. So you dealing with like 70 pounds, 100 pounds every day, back to back to back to back to back to back to back, and you finna tell me I can eat for 15 minutes. It just didn't sit well with me. And I knew I had too much to offer to the world, so I left. I was working to get enough money to be broke. You know what I'm saying? After I pay that cell phone bill, after I pay my rent, pay insurance and all that, I had enough money to eat. I had no money to really pay for studio time or to pay for, sometimes struggling for gas. Like that last day, I'm waiting on that Friday check, not knowing if I'm gonna make it to work and shit. I'm working to be broke. You at work playing time games like, oh, I'm not gonna check my phone for 5 minutes. And shit, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what am I doing with my life right now? I cannot be living like this. And to the person that's trying to live up to the expectation, you don't gotta do nothing. You don't gotta prove shit to nobody but yourself. If your mom wants you to be a doctor, like your mom had her shot to be a doctor. Actually, if she ain't dead, she can still be a doctor. I only gotta prove something to myself. I knew what I had to do. The universe cannot say no to a man that's determined. And I truly believe that in my soul. Like, it's determined. When you're determined, the universe has this way of kind of moving itself out your way and giving you whatever you ask for. I would work 8 hours a day. I would work from 9 to 5. Sit in traffic for an hour. My car got no fucking AC in it. One. So we talking Texas heat. The whole summer, no AC. It's 100, 105. So in the car, you got a car that's been sitting in the heat for 8 hours. So feel like 110 when you in there. Now go in the studio 8 hours. Go home 3, 4 in the morning. Go back to work. Do it again. Do it again. And it was cool, but it was like if I had 16 hours of my day that I could focus on this, how much better would I get? Like, how much determined would I be? Like, because everybody wants the bright lights, but nobody prepares for them. I could die right now. Something could happen. This building can fall in on this interview right now. We just gone, just dead for no reason. So why would I spend a second of my life doing something that I don't want to do? So whether that makes me a rapper where I'm living in the Hamptons or living under a bridge, I'm gonna live with the consequences. I ain't trying to say I wish shit unless I'm looking at a birthday cake.
Every soul who comes to earth with a leg or two at birth must wrestle his opponents knowing it's not what is, it's what can be that measures worth. Make it hard, just make it possible. And through pain, I'll not complain. My spirit is unconquerable. Fearless I will face each foe, for I know I am capable. I don't care what's probable. Through blood, sweat, and tears, I am unstoppable. When I was born, my birth dad immediately bailed. I was born with one leg, and my mom could have walked away, just given me up for adoption, but she didn't. She taught me to never let what I cannot do interfere with what I can do. And she didn't protect me from pain and failure because she knew it would make me stronger.
We all wrestle with our own challenges. We all wrestle with our own obstacles, and there's always something waiting around the corner that's going to challenge us. But what I like to say is that you can't let the challenge become an excuse. You can't let the challenge pull you down and pin you to the mat. You got to fight through it and figure out a way to get it done and become unstoppable.
Even when my mom got sick at the beginning of my sophomore year in college, and my stepdad walked out on the family, and we lost our home, and I wanted to quit wrestling to get a job to help pay the bills, my mom refused to let any of us give up. And here I am today, national champion.
If you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand.
It's our intention. Our intention is everything. Nothing happens on this planet without it. Not one single thing has ever been accomplished without intention.
I believe in manifestation. I believe in, putting a rocket of desire out into the universe, and you get it when you believe it. You get it when you believe you have it, and that's the key. It's like people they sit around going, "When's it going to come? When's it going to come? When's it going to come? When's it going to come?" And that's the wrong way. You're facing the wrong way. You're facing the way you have to go. It's here. It's here.
Two shows a night, 7 nights a week. Jim virtually lives in nightclubs.
I would visualize things coming to me. I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years. I dated at Thanksgiving 1995. Just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber. An insane belief in my own ability to manifest things. Insane belief, that I think it's ultimately complete sanity, but I believe we're creators, and I believe we create with every thought and every word. Every moment is pregnant with the next moment of your life. A few months ago, I understood suddenly how thought was just an illusory thing, and how thought is responsible for, if not all, most of the suffering we experience. And then I suddenly felt like I was looking at these thoughts from another perspective, and I wondered, who is it that's aware that I'm thinking? And suddenly I was thrown into this expansive, amazing feeling of freedom from myself
from my problems. I saw that I was bigger than what I do. I was bigger than my body. I was everything and everyone. I was no longer a fragment of the universe. I was the universe.
Inescapable that our role while we're at work, we are workers. When we're at home, we're consumers. We're designated roles that prevent us from having an authentic interaction with reality, an authentic experience of ourselves.
You work in order to make money to play. This is insane, because you spend most of the time working. If you don't really value the work, I mean, you're lucky if you've got work that you really enjoy doing. But if you don't really value the work, all you get out of it is money. Then you come home with that and you're supposed to play. They sit and passively watch television. And, but we don't enjoy it. Not really. There's no gusto for it. It's somewhat contradictory. Happiness consists in the possession of things. A lot of people, when they feel inadequate, bored, unfulfilled, try to get rid of this sensation by going shopping. A lot of people spend all their daytime shopping. Yes, the real world now is always unseizable. It's changing. You can't grasp it. There's nothing to hold on to. But that's why it's spiritual. When you lean on it, it collapses. But don't lean on it. Live in it, but don't lean on it. Don't try to hold it. Because in just the same way as when you embrace someone and you try to hold too hard, you squeeze the breath out. And therefore you strangle. So in the same way, you don't grab hold of the world. You can't sense it that way. I cannot feel whatever this is. That the physical world, right here and now, this absolutely concrete moment, is everything that you could ever have imagined the beatific vision to be. This is quite startling, but it's so. If you are really wide awake. It's a kind of a light touch. You let it flow through your fingers. And so by letting life slip, and it's always slipping, it's now ever changing. It's the more it runs, the more it stays. The more it stays, the more it runs. That's the way it is. And if you don't hold on to it, it's always here. If you do hold on to it, it's always running away.
In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful.
I love living. I think that's infectious. It's something that you can't fake.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become.